Hello, and welcome to Chabot News for April 29th, 2015. I'm Gabriela Padilla. Today we are covering the Heald College shutdown. Carla Tovar will bring us the Bruce Jenner interview, and Paul Burgos will bring you the coverage of the Warriors playoffs. All that and more on Chabot News. A computer outage affecting sales registers disrupted sales Friday at 8,000 company-operated Starbucks stores in the United States and Canada. The company said Friday evening stores that had not already closed for the evening were closed early. The outage affected 7,000 U.S. stores and 1,000 Canada's. Company spokesman Jim Olsen said, "We are actively working to resolve the outage." He added, "We apologize to our customers for any inconvenience or confusion." The outage hit the East Coast in the evening and the West Coast in the late afternoon. Starbucks is the busiest in the morning, but has been trying to attract more customers later in the day. The company said the outage also affected its Evolution Fresh and Tavina T-Bar stores. An officer-involved shooting occurred in Oakland Wednesday afternoon when Stanley-Under police attempted to stop the driver of a stolen vehicle. Stanley-Under officers were in Oakland near 105th Avenue and Creekside Circle around 4:30 p.m. when they discovered the vehicle, which was reported stolen out of Oakland earlier that day. Oakland officer Johanna Watson said, when the officers attempted to stop the vehicle, the driver allegedly ran into their vehicle. An officer fired his gun, and the suspect was struck in the shooting and was transported to a hospital for treatment. According to Watson, it does not appear officers were injured in the incident. Oakland police have not returned calls seeking further details. Two East Bay women who were taken into custody last week could not be linked to several dozen car thefts, but it took police a few tries to apprehend them. The suspect, Disha Uriah, was 25-year-old Jessica Atkins, now charged with auto theft, along with 33-year-old Aaron Ellis of Alameda, who was arrested at the home with her. Hayward Police Sergeant Tasha DaCosta said, "We recovered 5 stolen vehicles, at least 2 of which were stolen out of Hayward. There was also some evidence at the scene that suggested they might be connected to 25 additional vehicle thefts." Police said they came close to catching the duo Wednesday evening in the parking lot of nearby Sunnybrook Park. That's where a Hayward officer saw the women moving property from one stolen Honda to another, but they raced away in one of the cars. Whether the 2 women allegedly acted alone or are part of a larger ring is something Hayward police are pursuing. They note most of the cars stolen were older Hondas and Toyotas, which have weaker anti-theft protection than newer models. Corinthian colleges canceled classes Monday and shut down all of its remaining 28 ground campuses, displacing about 16,000 students less than 2 weeks after the Education Department announced it was fining the for-profit institution $30 million for misrepresentation. The closures include Heald College campuses in California, Hawaii, and Oregon, as well as Everest and Wyotech schools in California, Arizona, and New York. Earlier in April, the department fined subsidiary Heald College, alleging the school had shown a pattern of falsifying post-graduation employment data. In one instance, the company's Honolulu campus declared a student had found work in her chosen field of accounting, even though administrators knew she was working at Taco Bell. The department said the Santa Ana, California-based company said it was working with other schools to help students continue their education by making transcripts available and coordinating with other educational institutions to accept them. Now here is Carla Tovar with the entertainment world's major story, Bruce Jenner.
Thanks, Gabriella. Bruce Jenner was once hailed as the greatest athlete in the world and later became a reality television star with one of the world's most famous families. Now, the former Olympian is revealing a secret that has caused him to turmoil for decades. Ginger told ABC's Diane Sawyer in an exclusive interview that aired on April 24th. Jenner, 65, said, "For all intents and purposes, I'm a woman. People look at me differently. They see you as this macho male, but in my heart and my soul and everything that I do in life, it is part of me. That female side is part of me. That's who I am. In hours of interviews with Sawyer in New York and California, Jenner detailed his internal struggles with being transgender, which he said he has wrestled with since childhood. Jenner said he has undergone cosmetic facial surgeries over the years and took the female hormones estrogen for 5 years in the late 1980s and has been back on hormones for the past year and a half. At this point, Jenner's unsure of what the future holds in terms of other surgeries. There are an estimate of 70 million transgender people in the U.S. living in a society filled with discrimination, misunderstanding, suicide, and danger, according to the Williams Institute at the University of California, Los Angeles. I just can't pull the curtains any longer, Jenner said. I built a nice little life. I just can't again. Bruce lives a lie. She's not a lie. I just can't do it anymore. If I die, which I could be diagnosed next week with cancer, and boom, you're gone, Jenner said. I would be so mad at myself if I didn't explore that side of me, you know? And I don't want that to happen. Back to you, Gabriella.
Thanks, Carla. In an interview with Diane Sawyer on Friday night, Bruce Jenner came out as transgender. Jenner said, "I'm me. I'm a person. This is who I am. I am not stuck in anybody's body. My brain is much more female than male for all intents and purposes. I am a woman." Almost immediately, from Oprah Winfrey to Ariana Grande, all showed support to Bruce, poured in via Twitter and Instagram. Now here is Paul Burgos with sports updates.
Stephen Curry wasn't about to turn down the music or put any kind of damper on a giddy locker room celebration that seemed more reminiscent of a series-clinching triumph. The Golden State Warriors still need one more victory to close out their first-round playoff series with New Orleans, yet couldn't help but exchange congratulatory embraces after their stunning, character-defining rally they pulled off in Game 3. Curry scored 40 points, including a three-pointer in the final seconds of regulation to complete a 20-point fourth-quarter comeback, and the Warriors beat the Pelicans 123-119 in overtime Thursday night to take a 3-0 series lead. Infielder Eric Sogard has agreed to a $1,075,000 one-year contract with the Oakland Athletics to avoid salary arbitration. Sogard, who earned $510,000 last year, had asked for $1,425,000, while the A's had offered $900,000. He batted .223 with a home run and 22 RBIs in 117 games for the A's last season. Of Sogard's 92 starts, 80 at second base and 12 at shortstop, 88 were against right-handed pitchers. The 28-year-old lefty hitter batted .267 after the All-Star break for the A's, who lost in a one-game wild card at Kansas City. Oakland has 3 remaining players in arbitration: pitchers Fernando Abad, Tyler Clippard, and Jared Parker. That is it for sports news. Let's send it back to you, Gabriella.
Hayward police are searching for a carjacking suspect who almost ran a man down after reportedly stealing his car from a gas station parking lot over the weekend. Officers were called about 5:30 a.m. Sunday to the 1200 block of West Tennyson Road on Sunday for a report of a carjacking. Lieutenant Bobby Kohler said arriving officers learned that a gas station employee who had left the keys in his car was inside the business finishing up some last-minute work when he saw an unidentified man to get into his 2015 Camry. When the employee ran out of the store and stood in front of the car in an attempt to block the suspect, police said that the suspect revved the car's engine in an apparent effort to make the employee move. The employee and a 63-year-old Union City resident attempted to move out of the way, but was subsequently bumped by the car. He suffered minor injuries, including complaints of pain at the scene, Kohler said. Police did not have a detailed description of the suspect. The victim also told police that before the carjacking, he walked another person watched another person in a gray sedan drop the suspect off in the gas station parking lot. A description of that car was not immediately available. Anyone with information about this case is asked to call police at 510-293-7000 or the anonymous tip line at 510-293-7197. That's it for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students at the staff and the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at chabottv.com. Stay tuned to KCTH 27 on Comcast for more Chabot TV.